Okay, I wanted to show a simple example of using the JSON Action API to create an input to talk to a Siemens S7 PLC. So to do that, I'm going to be in the Edge Explorer utility. I'm going to be using the API Explorer tab, and then I want to pick the Hub API. And then that gives me all the actions involving inputs, among other things. I want to do a create input. This is a pretty simple example that we give you. I've got a complete JSON object to talk to a particular PLC that I have. I'll paste that in. And then let's look at this, walk through it, and see what all's going on. Now, obviously I'm doing a create input. The auth token here, that is not the correct auth token. Because I pasted this object in, I need to associate it with my current session. So I'll do that with this apply defaults button. There's the correct auth token. Okay, so I'm going to give my input a name. It's a Siemens S7. Where do I want it stored? I want it stored in a table called AS7. Now I have to tell it like where this device is. So I'm going to give it some information about how it should find the device. How often do I want it to pull the data? Every 10 seconds. How many readings do I want it to pull each time and then bundle it all together? Well, in this case, just one. It's a simple example. Now, I'm only going to pull 2 tags this time. And so all of this information is specific to Siemens S7. So it's just telling, the protocol where to find the information that I want, how big is it, what kind it is, and how many, all that stuff. And then also I'm going to associate a JSON property with each of these tags. And the Edge product will use this JSON property to build a JSON object from each reading. And we'll look at that. And then, okay, I can control how long the data hangs around. In this case, I didn't even include that. It's just going to be the default, which I believe is 30 days. But I could also put in the information about how long this data should hang around. Okay, so now I've got my object all ready to go here. So I just hit this button to send it to the Edge product. The Edge product parses this, so does what I asked it to do, and then sends back a result. In this case, error code 0, which is exactly what I want because that means nothing went wrong. All right, now I'll need to refresh my table view to show the new table. There it is, AS7, just like I asked. And then if I go into the table records tab, it'll show the actual rows in the table, and then I can click on one. Looks like we've got 2 readings while we were talking. And then remember, it puts the JSON object it creates from each reading into the source payload field, so we can click on the editor to see that. And there it is. There's my data. There's the timestamp. Edge adds a timestamp to everything because you got to be able to, you got to know when things happen. It's that easy.